Honorable Chair, Honorable Speaker, for my good friend, and I hate to interrupt him, the Honorable Salasya, to mislead the House. And Honorable Speaker, one of the reasons why there has been a lot of noise, especially on media platforms, is a misconception that is a taxation that is being introduced on digital, on content creators. Clause 7, Honorable Speaker, because we would like to put this matter to rest, page 555 of the bill, talks about where a resident or an unresident person, being the owner or operator of a digital marketplace or platform, makes or facilitates payment in respect of digital content monetization, goods, property, or service. The amount therefore shall be deemed to be income which is accrued in or was derived from Kenya. This is targeting the big tech companies in the digital platforms that generate their income from Kenya without paying a cent. We have institutions like Netflix, like Google, like Facebook. They generate income here, but don't pay taxation in this country. So this taxation is them paying for the income they generate from Kenya, not the people that generate income from those particular platforms.
Thank you. Salasya.
Mr. Speaker, I was just trying to highlight some of the things that has created a lot of emotion. And you will realize that the Kenyans, the way this country is being managed, it is being managed is like something else. Why do you want to play with the minds of Kenyans? Why do you introduce the tax on transaction of sugar cane? Why do you introduce taxation on 16% on bread? You want to attract the emotion of the Kenyans and you retreat, but then you have another agenda of that. That's why, Mr. Speaker, sir, I want to ask this House that now we cancel all this bill, we go back to the budget, we start now from there, we cut off, and then we start from the scratch. But this matter of bringing another new finance bill when the Kenyans are still struggling with the previous finance bill is like we members of parliament, we are doomed. We are doomed. Members of parliament, we are doomed. I'm telling you, we are doomed.
Honorable Salasya, there is a finance bill each and every financial year. So even next year there will be a financial bill. The following year there will be a finance bill. So it's good for you to know that as well.
So a very good day to you. Hope you're having yourself an amazing day. This is the Black Hot Fire Wednesday update. So I am here to tell you about each and everything that was happening throughout the whole of Africa. That is from South Africa to Chad to Kenya. And of course, I started with taking you to the Kenyan Parliament where the debate is going on the proposed finance bill that is supposed to be implemented. This is the finance bill that was proposed by the National Treasury to help the government raise money towards the 3.9 trillion budget that they proposed to the parliament, which they first passed. So it's the finance bill that has been causing the uproar in the country. It is what we were talking about on our Tubonge show. It is the finance bill that is full of punitive taxes, and that was the reason Kenyans were out in the streets yesterday protesting, and they will be out in the streets tomorrow also to protest. And so that was the second reading of the bill, and MPs are still, the members of parliament are the ones who are tasked with the duty of either passing or rejecting the same. So they were debating on whether to pass the finance bill as it is, or to amend it, or to throw it away. So that is what I started by taking you into the Kenyan Parliament as they discuss the Finance Bill 2024, which saw a day of demonstrations yesterday, and we'll see another day of demonstrations tomorrow because Kenyans will be in the streets tomorrow also to protest against the same. So the MP on the screen that I found that was live was Peter Salasya. That is the MP who had no idea about the climate change thing, Keith, but at least on this he has an idea and he's opposing the finance bill. He's among the few MPs who are actually standing with the people and opposing the finance bill and not supporting it.
They're opposing it tomorrow because they're now going to get a list of everybody digging little boys' butt cheeks.
Mm-hmm.
They got a
But
list.
if you watch the live proceedings, you will realize that majority of MPs are still supporting it. Majority of MPs are still
Of
stupid,
course.
and the
No, they're
minority are the
stupid.
ones rejecting it, and
They're
he's
not,
among the minority
they're not
who
stupid.
are.
They're bought and paid for.
Mhm.
They're not stupid. They're bought and
So
paid for.
let.
What you see the
Mhm.
IMF. Tomorrow, remember you read stories of economic hitman. That's what you have happening right here in front of you. They don't
Mhm.
work. They don't work for the Kenyan people. They work for the Rothschild. So now political parties got to be made from the youth to challenge the rule of white people. That's what's happening. And
So let me
I
take
will
you.
agree. I hope they
Mhm.
also release all these no good bastards who've been digging in little boys' asses. That's what they said they're gonna do. Release all of it. Release all of
Yep.
it. You ain't heard about that?
I heard about it. I heard about the
That's
list
right.
that they're going to release.
Release all. That's right. Release all of it. God damn it. Go ahead.
Let me take you back to Parliament, and here I'm sure the next MP is just hear the theatrics that are happening there. So they're debating this thing up to until 9:30 p.m. today. They've been discussing it from morning. Let's hear what the next MP. Let's just hear the theatrics that are happening there.
Yes. Honorable Justice Kamei.
Um, Thank you, Honorable Speaker, for giving me the opportunity to be able to add my voice to the finance bill. Honorable Speaker, my patience was being tested.
Speak with a little life, Justice.
Yeah, Honorable Speaker, I was saying my patience was being tested, but at least I've gotten the opportunity. I've been here, Honorable Speaker, from 9:30, and it reminded
Justice,
me.
stop complaining here from 9:30 as well.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. On the onset, Mr. Speaker, I want to say I support the finance bill.
There you go. That is, I've just gone live to Parliament, and the first MP that comes up is supporting the bill. As I was telling you, Keith, there are still a lot of sellouts, even though there are a few there are a few MPs who are against the bill. Majority of them, like this one right here, are still
They know where
supporting
their
it,
money's at.
despite it
That's
having
right.
punitive clause.
You got to get rid of their ass. Don't make it known we're getting rid of you. Don't make sure that the shit's not rigged. You got to get rid of them. They don't support the people. We know the majority
And
of Kenyans do not want this. It's obvious, like we did on
I'm
Airtime
actually
show
curious.
today.
I'm actually curious. I want to hear what stupid reason he's gonna give for supporting the bill.
And I do so, Mr. Speaker, without fear or favor. Ever since the finance bill was published, Mr. Speaker, the people of Sigawet's constituency have engaged me. I have responded to all their concerns, and I'm happy, Mr. Speaker, that the recommendations of the Finance Committee do indeed address many of the concerns raised by the people of Sigawet's constituency. In particular, Honorable Speaker, they were against the 16% VAT on bread. They were against 2.5% on vehicles. They were against 18% on edible oil. They also told me, Mr. Speaker, to oppose the 18% duty, 18% tax on financial services. Now that most of those concerns, Mr. Speaker, have been addressed, I want to say I do support the bill. And in particular, Mr. Speaker, this is where we will get money under CDF to be able to support our people, and especially to have increased bursaries so that children from poor families.
Yep. So that is his reason. He's saying he's supporting it
What?
because they did away
What?
with the clauses.
That's dumb as hell. Ain't no orphans getting no money. You ain't never done shit for nobody. Like I said,
Mhm.
you're gonna start recalling these motherfuckers. They should every time give me that dude's number. You gotta start recalling their ass that you mean business. Because I told you, they see you protest, but they don't feel any pain. So you gotta recall them.
The problem, Keith, is the ones who drafted the 2010 Constitution made it impossible to recall an MP. You cannot recall an MP back. They say you
No,
can, but you
not.
really can't. It's
Why not?
it's impossible
How?
because
Why
of
is
the
it
way they
possible?
have put it. For example, for you to be able to recall an MP, you have first to get 50% of the signatures from the constituency. So you need 50% of the signatures. It's actually 50% of the signatures. However, if you look at even the
What was
voter
all that?
turnout, even the people who come out to vote, the voter turnout is about 54% total voter turnout. So, and the 50% that you're supposed to get is the number of registered voters. So, for you to get 50% of the people of a certain constituency to actually give you their signature in order to remove an MP who, even the voter turnout during the votes was 54%, they've made it looks possible on paper, but it's really impossible for you to
Oh,
go
that's the
to, for
problem.
example,
You
in
got,
Nairobi.
you get,
Yeah, for
you get
you can.
new, you register new people tomorrow in that county, and you get rid of their ass. You get 50%. That's not hard. You just do it. Can't always say it's hard.
You
So
can.
what? Goddamn fucking
Mhm.
life is hard. You do it.
So let me read for you what you need in order to recall an MP.
Right.
That is in Article 97 of the Kenyan Constitution. So I'll read it to you, and you're gonna tell me if it's actually possible for you to
Uh,
get the things
yeah.
that are there. So let
Of
me
course,
make
of
it
course, of
short
course they made it
and easy.
hard, but of course they made it hard because they're all corrupt crooks, of course. But you register new voters. 50% doesn't mean the same people that voted. 50% is voters, people that register to vote. So you register 50% of that voter. You register more people, the youth, who want these motherfuckers gone. That's what you do. You go get the youth and register the damn youth. We're ready to sign your petition.
So
Go ahead.
I'm downloading the Kenyan Constitution so that I can just read Article 97, and you can see how they've made it impossible for you to recall them
It
unless
was just damn
there
impossible
is.
shit.
So one, the member must have served 2 years since being elected. Have they served 2 years? Not yet. So it's not possible
Won't
to
do it.
recall any of
So
them as
what?
of now. They must have been
I
2 years
will. So
to
what?
office.
I'm gonna. It's gonna take me some years to go get the goddamn signatures. Don't take me time to
Yeah,
do
so
it. So
you have
by
to
the time I
wait
get
for
the signatures, they have
you have
two
to wait
years
for
and they gotta go.
2 years.
I gotta wait for 2 years. I can only submit my.
Yeah, so you have
I
to wait
got.
for. So this is what it
I can
says.
only
You
submit
can't
my
recall an MP
protest.
2 years. Let me read it for you. So you can't recall an MP 2 years after election or 2 years before the next election. So that leaves only 1 year for you to recall the MP because an MP serves 5 years. So you can't recall
Yeah, they
them
would
2 years before or 2 years after.
have. Start making it
That is
hard for them
one.
not to get out.
So you only
Okay,
have
well
one
still
year.
you got. So what? That's all you need. God damn it.
Uh-huh.
You already mobilized. You don't need 1 year. God damn it. You mobilize the goddamn youth and you go to it. You don't say, oh, no, it's
Uh-huh.
hard. It's not gonna work. You do it. God damn it.
So after that, you are supposed to file a petition with IEBC, after which you're supposed to get 15% of the voters from every ward to sign that for you. After that, after 15 days of verification, you take the same to the parliament. After that, so listen, in the first place, you have to get 15%
Damn.
in every ward, 15% of the people in every ward to support you
Oh, only 15%,
in
not
every
50.
ward
Okay,
in that
15.
constituency. Mhm.
Huh?
That is not all. After that, take the signatures to IEBC. After that, IEBC has confirmed that the
Which is
signatures
correct.
are actually true.
True. Or they control
Then
that. They'll say
IEBC
that.
has to
Then
verify
it's
that
open.
at least 50%.
There's open revolution. Then, God damn it. There's going to be a
Yeah,
coup.
you can't.
You do it
That's
that
why
way
I'm
and
saying
don't
the
work. That's a
constitutional
coup.
way is impossible. The constitutional
I
way
mean,
is impossible. They have put so many.
don't
After
do
the
that way.
15%, you're
Then
supposed to go back again and get another 50%. We don't even get a 50% voter turnout on election days. How do you expect to get
I
a
know.
50% of people giving you signatures? It can't happen. You
Yep.
can't get it. Even on election days, we don't get that. So they have made it impossible for you to. And then after that, after you've done all that, the person you've recalled has the right to vie again. So you could recall them, then they are going to
Amen.
vie again, bribe people, and get back into office.
One thing,
it's
Demore, the
almost
youth
impossible
are
to recall an
mobilized.
MP in a constitution. Mhm.
It's not impossible.
Yeah, so
It's just
we
a
were talking
problem.
we were, we were
Demore,
talking
you got too
about
much
the
of a,
Kenyan.
you got too much of, you got too much of a defeatist attitude. And like everything you
No, no,
can't
no, no,
do,
kids.
you can't do.
No, what I'm saying is,
But
kids, listen to me. What I'm saying is, to be honest, the constitutional way can't work. They have made it impossible to work in that way. The only way we can maybe get them out is by other means, not the constitutional way. The same way you said, no African country will ever become independent through queuing up and voting. You remember you telling me that we are never going to get
yeah,
independence by voting? It's
here's
the
what you
same
try to
way
do.
with this.
7 years
Yep, it's the same way
immobilized,
with.
and 5 years you got
Mhm,
got 3 more years to the next election. You mobilize
mhm.
and create your own parties now. Okay,
Yep.
your own youth party where you put your own
Mhm,
MPs and your own people up for now to vote. You got to make sure they don't
mhm.
get infiltrated, and you got to go out now and start creating a youth party. Now, this is going to cost you your life because Kenya's corrupt like every African country because the power is the youth. The youth are ready to get rid of all these corrupt bastards. Everybody in the streets. So you'll get those numbers and you'll get enough. So the thing is now them stealing the election from you because you'll win it. Because the youth, you
Mhm.
only need the youth vote. You don't need them old motherfuckers in Kenya. The youth are the majority in every African country. The youth.
Yep.
You mobilize the youth and you win.
Mhm,
But understand this crackers don't come see you.
mhm.
He's gonna come see you. Okay? You're fucking around with real power now. Money. That's what you do.
If
You start
one
now
thing that is not
mobilizing
going
the
to
youth.
work, yeah, because one thing that is not going to work, kid, is trying to the diplomatic way is not going to work, and we've seen that. We started
No,
with texting and putting these MPs. We thought that was going to work. We wasted
no.
days texting and calling them and telling them not to vote for it. Are they not supporting it? The man talking on the screen right now, I'm sure he's supporting it, despite us texting, calling,
They
on
openly, they
street, they
openly
still
tell you,
voted them.
Demore, that
All
they
those
openly tell you, Demore, you don't
so
live in
that
it.
is not gonna change anything. And that
They
is why the
openly
only way
telling you you
we have
don't
to
live in a
actually do.
democracy.
Mhm.
They openly tell you you don't live in a
So
democracy.
that is why Kenyan youth realize that, oh, texting and calling them is not the solution. We actually have to go out there and get them in the streets. Maybe that will make them a bit scared. And that is
Huh?
what happened. And tomorrow there will be another protest. And there will be another one on Thursday that I will be going for the Thursday one next week. On Thursday I'll be there. So we have to actually, the civilized way will not work, because you saw on Tuesday, on Tuesday we were trying, even the people who were in the streets were protesting in a civilized way, peaceful way, but 200
Yep.
of them got arrested. They
That's
do
all.
not understand that
That's the what. That's the white
civics.
man scam. Peace will never work because power is never given. Power is taken. Nobody ever gives you power. That's the scam they gave everybody with that fake Martin Luther King shit from America to around the
Yeah,
world. If you march in the street and be peaceful, you'll change it. You'll change nothing.
at least you're now getting what I meant when I said you can go to the constituency, collect 50% of, I don't know, signatures. You're not gonna recall him. He's gonna bribe his way to the IEBC. You're gonna
So,
waste 3 months collecting signatures, but he won't leave office. We can't get him out by collecting signatures. We really can't. That won't work. Has been proven it can't work. We've seen that in governors, corrupt governors being, people tried to impeach governors, but they ended up getting impeached themselves, the MCAs. So it doesn't work like that. And I love the trend that has been cropping up. For example, yesterday there was police officers who were pictured arresting, beating up people. And so when they were pictured and the pictures surfaced online, what happened was people started leaking their personal information, including their children, where they
That's
live,
what you do.
their kids'
Stop,
numbers.
fuck,
And I
stop
saw
fucking them up.
I saw a certain post, I saw a certain police commander talking about how they are threatening to kill her daughter, and he was asking people to leave her daughter alone. Where he
No,
was begging people to stop threatening her daughter, because people texted her daughter, who's 20 years old, and told her that we are gonna kill you if your dad does not stop this nonsense. And so he was
yep,
saying that, in as much as you are attacking me, can you please leave my kids alone? And people are asking
I
him,
know.
were the people
No,
you were beating up yesterday not somebody's kids? Why should we leave viewers alone when you're beating up ours,
no.
you know? So I think that is
Finally, Africans are finally waking up. That's right. Eye for an eye, a tooth for a tooth. This is how we gonna play. This is called hardball. I'm not gonna be.
Mhm.
I'm not gonna be subject to get beat, and you receiving nothing. You're not gonna beat with me for being peaceful. I think you'll get away with it because you're conservative. Because you are dealing with a corrupt government. You don't get to beat me and think it's okay, and you got no consequences. That's how the world actually finally Africans. Just that's how the real world works. You come with a goddamn bat, I come with a gun. You come with a machete, I come with a machine gun. That's how the real world works. And all this we for
And
real overcome shit. Go ahead.
I've just seen a tweet that is very, very funny. So there's an office called the Office of Data Protection. So there's a data protection commissioner who's responsible for data protection in the country. So she just released a statement warning Kenyans that if you share an MP's number from now on, you're going to get arrested. So she has said anybody who will share an MP's, a minister's number from now on will get arrested because it's against the constitution. And do you know
No, it
what
ain't.
Kenyans have done, Kid?
They probably hacked
They
her shit. Good. What they
no,
do?
they shared her number. They shared her number on that same tweet.
See guys,
She has told them not to share MPs' numbers with
the old fear
and
the
they shared
old fear used
hers.
to get to the old fear used to get to their mothers and fathers and grandfathers and you are not scared. So I told you, you're gonna be Africa's gonna be in a revolution. It's just gonna happen. The youth are not gonna be, oh, we're scared. Don't you dare give out those numbers. You're gonna be arrested. I'm giving your shit out there.
But this is funny because she released a statement warning Kenyans that if you share an MP's number, you'll get arrested. They shared her number and her daughter's number on the same tweet. Nah.
Good,
So
good.
the voting will be next week on
Come
Tuesday.
on.
On Thursday, that is when they are going to vote for this finance bill. Vote for or against. Right now, they are just debating the amendments that were proposed. Of course, they are gonna vote it in. That can't be stopped. So it's about what we are gonna do after they vote it in,
Yeah.
because I can assure you they are going to vote it in. The picture on your
Well,
screen, the video on your screen is the live proceedings that are happening right now in Parliament. And if I go back there is a high possibility that this gentleman speaking right here is supporting it also. Majority of MPs are actually supporting it.
okay. Since we can't recall them, we got to go run our own. You got to run your own candidates against them now.
The cheapest option
Okay?
is what they need for the cleanliness of the child. Mr. Speaker, sanitary towels, millions of cars.
Oh, this one is opposing. This one is a intelligent man right here.
The cheapest they can get is what it is, whether imported or local. We should not make it any further expensive. Competition brings costs down. So if our local manufacturers cannot up their game, it is not our business to try and protect some few individuals. Mr. Speaker, while the whip of majority spoke in the morning, he correctly stated that I'm a chicken farmer and I do produce eggs. Very true. But saying that you are going to increase, to put a duty
an import duty on table eggs. That is where you get it wrong. By the fact that we've decided to split eggs into two, table and fertilized, we get it wrong. If I give you 2 eggs, you can never know which is table and which is fertilized. What you're doing, protecting a few people who will purport to import fertilized eggs, but actually importing table eggs. The duty should be on all. Let the one who is doing hatching claim a refund after proving and showing the chicks. Mr. Speaker, while the committee went around, collected of the silent millions of Kenyans, they came with a very bulky document, which deleted or proposes to amend most of their own mess. But with one stroke, they tell Kenyans, we've saved you billions, but again, they get into the pocket and take over. Mr. Speaker, the main vehicle, 2.5% that they are charged initially of 5,000 minimum with a cap of 100,000, that changes because now you'll be paying 7 shillings for every liter. The cheapest of jalopy of cars will at minimum use an equivalent of 5,800 shillings in a month, in a year. While
Going people's business.
Yep. So you can actually hear there are a few intelligent members of parliament like that one, but he had to be cut off because he was speaking too much truth. Yep. So there are actually still a few people standing with, a few MPs standing with the people like that man that was on the screen. And it's up to the people now to, like Kid is saying, show their power, because people do actually have power. And one of the ways is by, as Kid is saying,
This to make sure Kenya doesn't develop, family. The taxes causes development to stop. As I told you, Vanguard and BlackRock own that shit, own the businesses that own the banks. They're going to talk about they pulling the businesses out. The businesses are all upset. It's a kabuki theater. The thing is to make sure Africa doesn't develop. Kenya, Nigeria, Ghana, all of it. Because they need your resources for their development to make their people rich off your backs. Because common sense, when you tax people this much, it's the law of diminishing returns. It destroys the country's way of building itself up. That's what's going on. So, young man, we're going to start a new party in Kenya. We're going to start that shit. I told him get ready because there's going to be death threats, baby. It's about to get real. It's about to get real.
The political party not. And Big Cheese is saying he just saw George Washington in our parliament. In our parliament. And you have to mention that the parties, and a big shout out to the Ansan Kenwan who's also with us. Shout out to you, Ansan Kenwan. And you have to mention that the political parties that we wish we are going to form should not be tribal, because the political parties we have in Africa are tribal.
I know tomorrow. You weren't here this morning. We talked about all that. We talked about all that.
Yeah.
We gotta make sure it's not infiltrated. You gotta make sure it's youth. It's all just gonna be branded from the ground roots up. We were talking about how we gotta go each county and get enough signatures. Both these two parties in Kenya gonna try to stop it. That's where death coming to people. So get ready, because they're all corrupt. Kenya, like every other country in Africa, is a fiefdom. It's not a government. That's what they're showing you now. Of tear gassing you and not doing what you tell them to do, because the people don't want this. So they're going against their own people because you don't have a democracy. The cat's out the bag in Africa. No, still run by white people. Glad they know it's the IMF, the World Bank, the cats with the small hats who own these privately owned banks. Now, these banks are privately owned. Private. They're owned by no government. They're private institutions. So, um, you're not going to scare the youth, as Demore said. The cat's out the bag. So this is the spark of all throughout Africa. This is the fight. That's why the scrambles back on. So that's what you have happening right now in South Africa. I told you that election was tampered with. And the proof is coming out. That's right. And they mentioned the name, the fucking Rothschild. Stole that election down in goddamn South Africa. They stole it. That's why the white people are this close to the presidency. That's right. They don't get rid of Ramaphosa, put that cracker up in there. The Rothschild have openly told you that they own South. That they openly. They came out the woodwork. And the other the black guy. The Rothschild, we didn't elect for them. Moron. They own your bank, stupid. They own your bank in South Africa, you idiot. You fucker, you vote for. They're the money. No, we didn't vote for them.
I mentioned,
Go ahead.
Mhm. I mentioned this on Tubonge, coming back to the Kenyan protests, that the reason these protests are really scary, even for Ruto, is because for the first time ever, the protests are not tribal based. Nobody cared
Nope.
what tribe the
Nope.
person next to them.
Exactly.
I keep saying this, the biggest problem that we have in Kenya and in Africa is our parents. Those people are the most tribal people you are ever going to see. They are so tribal, you can't get that out of them. Our parents, you can't get tribal out of them. You
That's
can't get
what
that tribal by God.
but that's what I told you had to be the youth.
Too gone.
They're too far gone. That's why you don't worry about them tomorrow. You need them. The kids don't care a shit about that tribe.
Yes. If you look at the demonstrations yesterday, they never had any of that demographic person, because those people really care. Only, and I'm speaking this with a lot of respect, because even my parents are in that demographic group. Those people are the most tribal group of people you are ever going to see. The first thing they'll ask you about anything is what tribe is it. If I call my mom right now and told her I have a girlfriend, the first question will be, is she Kikuyu? That is, and I said this in
Can you imagine? Can you imagine what the Moe is saying? That's not saying whether she's Kenyan. Is she Kikuyu? That's it. The mindset's too far. The mindset's too far gone. But that's why I told you it's gonna be the youth. Gotta fuck that tribe. And also remember they didn't have the other fake puppet, Raila Odinga. He had nothing to do with it. Nothing.
Yes, and
that's why they scared the shit out of him.
This is for literally most African of that age demographic. And that is the reason yesterday you never saw any of them. Do you know why you never saw any of them outside? Because those demonstrations were not tribal based. If they were, they would have been there. If it were the Kikuyus demonstrating, they would have been there. If it were the Luos, they would have been there. But now they do not understand. They do not see how people of different tribes. This is something that they do not understand. And the other thing that this is really scary.
Is that bad tomorrow? They don't understand. Is it that bad tomorrow? It can't be that bad tomorrow. Come on, it was bad, but not that bad tomorrow.
The tribal politics in Kenya, the tribalism in Kenya is so bad, kid. It's so bad, especially for our parents. They are very, very tribal.
God damn.
Trust me.
Wow.
The politics in Kenya, every political party has a region. Every political party, for example, the leading, do you know why the running mate has always, do you know why there always has to be a Kikuyu in the government, either as a president or a deputy president?
Because you're the majority tribe. You guys are. You guys are the majority tribe.
Kikuyu, either as the president or the deputy, you are not making it in Kenyan politics. You have to look for Kikuyu, either to make him the president or the deputy. Without that, you're not making it anywhere. The politics in Kenya are so tribal. It will take just, for example, Raila is the leader of the Luos. If he tells the Luos they are headed this way, they are going to head that way. That is where they are going to head. If he tells them tomorrow to be out in the streets,
That's
We are
not
going
just
together
Kenya,
to the
Demore.
book.
That's not just Kenya, Demore. That's Africa. That's
Mhm.
Africa, baby.
I'm speaking.
But
Yeah, I'm speaking
the
for
youth are
Kenya because
finally
that's
rejecting
what I've
that
seen.
shit. I know. I'm telling
Mhm.
you. Nigeria's even worse. I haven't seen no Kenyans say we're not gonna listen to Cali Glass Jones because he's a loon. But they'll tell Banner Boy they won't listen to his ass in Nigeria because he's a Yoruba. The houses said we're not listening to no damn. Okay, I'll tell you this. This is a fact. I'm telling you what I know. I tribal Nigeria.
Mhm.
Banner Boy can
Mhm.
get more can get more people in Kenya to come listen to it than he can in Nigeria. I'm keeping it 100.
Mhm.
He'll tell you that's a truth. You can't take no Burner Boy Northern Nigeria. They won't show up for that shit. They're like, who? It's Burner Boy. Better get his ass out of here. He better burn his ass out of here. Shit.
In the fact, and one of the reason this tribalism, bigotry, where we have to attach tribe to everything, is one of the reason Africa is underdeveloped. For example, let me give an example.
Of
In
course.
political
Of course.
appointments, if the president wants to select, for example, his ministers, there are 18 positions. He has to have there might be somebody from a certain tribe who's qualified, but because
That's
he
good
had
though.
already selected somebody else from that tribe, he can't select this one because people are going to say you selected people from the same tribe. I mean, we are not going to look at his qualifications. We are going to look at what tribe is he. Why are you
So
selecting only people
I want you to understand what the more just said. You said you just showed
come
up.
after the
You
tribe?
you just showed a childlike mind that the Africans still weren't like children, and the rest of the world laughs at it. So what the fuck is this we dealing with?
Mhm.
What is this crazy shit here? Well, he's this tribe. He's got to put this
So
guy in because they got
let me
nobody from
show
that
you
tribe in there.
how. Let me show you how that. So there is a university in Kenya called Moi University. I'm looking for a video of the same to share. I just want to show you how gone our parents are. So there's a university in Kenya called Moi University. It's located
Okay.
in Eldoret. Eldoret is an area that mostly it's the Kalenjins that live there, a tribe called the
Okay.
Kalenjins. So do you know at one time Moi University appointed a VC, a vice chancellor, who was not Kalenjin, to lead that university because he was the most qualified, but they
Okay.
kicked him out. The people from that
Isn't
region
Ruto?
held
Isn't Ruto
demonstrations.
intelligent? Isn't Ruto intelligent?
Yep,
Where the
they
fuck it
held
is? Okay.
yep, yeah, they held
Okay.
demonstrations against the vice chancellor because he was not from their tribe. I mean, the question was, how
Wow.
can you appoint a vice chancellor who's not from our tribe to lead a university that is in our region? It's
It's
that bad. Let
crazy.
me share a video of that.
Wow. That's
And do
crazy.
you know the government had to recall that VC? The government had to recall that vice chancellor and appoint a Kalenjin so that they can now be contented.
Pa-
They had
They can be
to
fast. They can be
leaders opposed
pacified.
it because he was not from the tribe.
It's sad.
Yep. So let me share a video of that so that you can see how bad the
And that's why
tribalism
everybody
is.
look at the African with the more
Did you
said,
ask them how many
look
tribes
at
there are in
African
Kenya?
people.
There are 14 tribes.
And they even
There
made
are
the
42 tribes
goddamn
in
no good.
Kenya,
They even made
which
it, and
is bad.
I forgot about the Indians. They made the Indian a tribe too.
Trouble is brewing here in
So these people on your screen are not protesting high cost of living. They are not protesting against leaders. They are protesting because a person from a different tribe has been appointed as a vice chancellor to a university that is in their neighborhood, and their neighborhood is Kalenjin, is a Kalenjin neighborhood. So those people are protesting against appointment of a person who's not of their tribe.
What
Moi
tribe was he?
University, Eldoret.
He was a Kikuyu, I guess, and they couldn't take him. They
Wow.
held until a Kalenjin one was sent. So
Wow.
qualifications come after tribe. I mean, when we hear that Kid was appointed, the first question is what tribe is he? After that, then we
And
can look at the qualifications, not the qualifications.
wow. You talking about You talking about Africa is 200 or 300 years
Trouble
behind.
is
This is
brewing
crazy.
here in Moore University, Eldoret. It is only 3 days before over 4,000 students celebrate their academic achievements during the 32nd graduation ceremony.
Hakuna graduation kama hakuna vice chancellor anaitwa Goske wakwende huko.
Do you know, let me translate to you what this guy just said. That is the governor of that area. He just said there will be no graduation in this university if there isn't a vice chancellor named Kosgei. Kosgei is a typical name for Kalenjin, the way you have John Doe in the US. So they say there will be no graduation in this university until we have a vice chancellor named Kosgei.
Celebrate their academic achievements during the 32nd graduation ceremony.
Hakuna graduation kama hakuna vice chancellor anaitwa Goske wakwende huko.
The disquiet is all due to a recent change in the chain of command at the university. The acting vice-chancellor, Laban Ayiro, was due to be confirmed as a substantive vice-chancellor, but the area leadership and the section of the university would have none of that.
We are only telling the minister, perform your duties. Release the appointment letter of one Professor Isaac Koskei.
Huyu Koskei hatukumsaidia kufanya interview. Alifanya interview yake mwenyewe akapatikana akiwa namba moja. Ni lazima tutetee watu wetu. Hatuwezi kufunga mguu na mkono alafu anasema mfuate nyayo. Nyayo ya kazi gani?
It's the kind of situation that validates NCIC's report stating that universities in Kenya have become ethnic bastions. The sense of entitlement further exacerbated by the fact that universities are located in geographical areas dominated by specific ethnic communities.
It is abhorrent. Yeah, support.
And imagine this.
You are laughing
now
stock.
imagine below.
You are the laughing stock of the world. You are the laughing stock of the world. You motherfuckers are child. Your children in the head, and you need to all die. You have set Africa back thousands of years with your fucking stupidity. That's why the Chinese laugh at your stupid ass. That's why the Europeans laugh at your dumb ass and say you don't need to be in control of Africa. We can't let these niggas be in control of no damn Africa and its resources. These morons still talking about he's not my tribal mate. Fuck, we gonna let these morons run the world. That's what the French guy said too. He said, how we gonna let these morons run the world? The African is an idiot. And they just validating the shit right here. You know how stupid these motherfuckers sound? These are grown-ass men.
Yep, and not just that, Keith. The fact that this is a university means they are all educated. Now, I want you to imagine the demographic of Africans that are not educated as they are, because these are educated people. We're talking about a university. Now, imagine the uneducated ones. How deep is it for them? If the educated ones are acting like this, what about the uneducated ones? That is why I'm saying certain.
That's the only reason why when they come to America, that's the only reason why when they come to America, they gotta be checked. Because we don't play that tribal shit here. That's when you gotta check these niggas. Motherfucker, you better get that shit out your fucking mind. We don't fuck around with this tribal backward shit that you do. This goddamn dirtbag behavior that you do to one another. You practice dirtbag behavior. But the more it's showing you dirtbag behavior, the Kikuyu is most likely qualified. I'm sure he is. And can do a great job. But because he's not my ethnic group, are you out of your fucking mind? This is 2024.
Just imagine what they wrote in his termination letter, the Kikuyu. They must have written, we are terminating your employment because you are not Kalenjin. Go back home. Imagine what the termination letter looked like. Because he was terminated just because he was not from that tribe.
You're talking about some backward ass. You're talking about some backward ass, moronic ass. You're supposed to be rude and dominated, but you are. Because no one. People are like, what?
This is just but one example. Imagine if I was to look at examples in Ghana, examples in Uganda.
Yeah, I know it's the same. I know it's the same. Demore, the same in Ghana. So it may be worse than Ghana and Nigeria. I found it. I was in Kenya, I didn't see it like complete like the more showing. But it's bad in Ghana, goddamn. It's bad. It's bad. It's bad
And
in
that is why
Ghana.
I'm saying, in as much as we may, in as long as that specific demographic is still voting,
And
by
look,
that specific
check this out.
demographic, I
Check
mean
this
my
out.
parents
Hold
included.
on,
In
wait,
as much
pay
as they are
attention.
still voting,
Hold on, and the sad part about it, if they brought a white chancellor in, none of these niggas would say a goddamn thing. If brought a Chinese or white man, they would let him stay.
no, this specific area that we about has an Indian MP. The MP is Indian.
See?
That area,
He's Indian!
I'm not even
He's
making this.
Indian! He's Indian!
Let me show
He's
you.
Indian! I
As an
told, look
Indian
at this. So the Cajuns, I'm not worried about them voting an Indian as a, I told you. These niggas are supposed to be conquered!
The MP is Indian.
You talking about you worry about another African being a teacher, but your own
You can't even
MP
make
is an Indian.
because it's the same
Wow.
area.
Wow.
It's the same.
You,
It's the same. It's literally the
wow.
same area.
This is
It's
crazy.
called Mishraki Prop. Let me show
So
you
you
that.
and you wonder about it,
Yep.
and I agree with you. Wonder about the Chinese said the black people, you are the most backward, fucked up people on the planet.
Actually,
Chinese said this. You're the
let me
most
show you how
backward,
they treated
fucked up people on the planet.
Yeah, I know. You know, you even I hadn't even thought of that. I wasn't even remembering that Moi University is located in an area where they are MP, and this is how they treated the MP when he won. I want you to compare how they treated this MP, the Indian MP, and how they treated the Kikuyu Vice Chancellor. So this is he's crying because of how they have welcomed him.
Wow. You talking about fucked up
You
in their
can't
head.
believe the love that they're showing him.
You talking about being
They
fucked up in
treated
their
this
head.
man so well that he cried, Keith. They welcomed
Yeah,
him
because
until he cried. He broke into
because
tears
niggas are always slaves. Niggas are always slaves. The more they show you the slavery, the children in the head. That's why Africa's been
Look at
ruled
them.
by other people. This is disgusting.
Look at them.
The more this is disgusting. This why the more do you understand what you're showing me? This why
People. These are the same people.
this is this. I know this is disgusting. What you showing me, Demore? Show me why you're supposed to be on the bottom. You're showing me right here why you're ruled. Why you don't got shit. Why you fucked up in the head. This is you just fucked my whole day up showing me this shit here. I didn't. Good God, you just fucked me. I'm all fucked up. I'm fucked up in the head. I said I was just guessing they should. And look at this shit. But an African who's one of you.
And you are right. Yes, and you are right. Their MP is Indian, and they treated him so well that he cried. He's never seen love like that.
But the Kikuyu Africans, being a teacher, is so he's got to go. And you wonder why other races rule your stupid ass. You wonder why the Indians don't treat you like shit. Wonder why the Chinese treat you like shit. Because the Chinese told you Africans are the dumbest motherfuckers on the planet. Chinese man will open a store right next to an African man. You'll put the African man out of business and do business with the Chinese and the Asian and everybody else. And this is what it's showing.
Let me hear what he told them during this.
I've done mistake, please apologetic and forgive me. Forgive me. I'm your son.
I'm your son. He told them, this man said,
Wow.
I'm your son.
And family, understand, the no good Indian fought. The Indian fought with the British when they came into Africa. That's the other untold story the Africans only know. The no good Indian fought on the side of the British, killing and unaliving Kenya. It wasn't called Kenya back then. That eastern part of Africa, Uganda, Kenya, include Tanzania. They fought with the British, killing African people. That's been completely whitewashed, and you don't know none of that history. Those Indians that stayed in Kenya, they helped murder Kenyans. Willfully, happily helped murder Kenyans and Ugandans. and you out there crying with this motherfucker here whose family murdered your stupid ass. And you wonder why you get no respect around the world. They murdered your dumb ass. And you know I'm telling you the truth. You go look all this up. But you niggas don't know none of it. You're screaming, "Yeah! This man's family murdered your ass and evicted you from your goddamn land and your residence. His family did that."
And how they see a problem with a fellow African becoming
Told
a
you.
teacher, teaching the,
Yeah.
you know, just because he is your fellow African, but he is not from your tribe, but you have no
Your
problem
tribe,
with another.
your tribes are baloney. It's not it. See, the African's so fucking stupid because your education's so bad. Motherfucker, he's the same as you. Put us up, Demore, real quick. Say what haplogroup is in Kenya. It's gonna be A1B1. So the motherfucking Kikuyu is the same as you fucking dumbass Calajan. He's the same! Same as you! This Indian motherfucker ain't. But see, you haven't taught none of this. Because you've been caught your dumb tribe. He is exactly the same as you. Huh?
He said, "I'm your son," and they celebrated. He said, "I'm your son."
Yeah, put us up tomorrow. Say put us up. Say what haplogroup is Kenya? It's gonna be E1B1A, which is same as nothing. What haplogroup?
Come again?
Say haplogroup. Say what haplogroup is Kenya? What haplogroup? See, this breaks down all your fake ass tribal shit. What haplogroup? What haplogroup is Kenya? See it?
Let me see. No, they're giving me the African one.
Well, it's okay. Mostly African again because you're mostly the same. Should be E1B1A. Should say E1B1A.
EM96.
No, that's not it. No. Say okay.
That's what we
put this. Okay.
That's what
put this like. Put this right here. Say E1B1A is in what part of Africa? Just put that. Let's see.
Yeah, it's Africa.
E1. Yeah.
I've seen it. Yep.
Yeah. So the Calajan is genetically the same. Go ahead.
Place of origin is actually in East Africa. It has its place of origin in East Africa.
Yeah. I just told you the same. Stop interrupting me, goddammit. I'm trying to tell you, you motherfucking Kikuyas, you Canvas, you're the same fucking people, you fucking morons. You're not different tribes. You're the same people. The tribal shit came because years ago you had an argument with this guy. He formed his own tribe, and then he formed his own tribe. But you're literally the same people. Literally. You're so fucking backward and retarded. You ain't know literally. You talking about the Kikuyu can't be teaching. Motherfucker, he's the same as you. Literally. But you're so badly educated, so badly fucked up in the head. Literally. There's no difference between him and you. Genetically. You're the same. So you're not in a different ethnic group, you fucking morons. You're the same ethnically you're the same. You fucking idiots. But you practice your stupid ass tribalism that's kept Africa backward, fucked up, and impoverished. You think these dumbass leaders would at least taught you that. But it benefits them for you to be tribal. Because it keeps them in power. Then you do all kind of stupid. You got this Indian man. Oh, thank you, great Indian man. Well, your own brother who got killed by these fucking Indians. The Kikuyu is your own brother. He's your brother, you fucking mark. He's your blood. Yeah. He's your fucking blood. See, if I tell you that, you be fucked up, then I prove it to your stupid ass. The Kikuyu is your blood. This motherfucker here is not. He's your blood. But we're different tribes. Yeah, stupid. That's some shit you made up. Technically, he's your blood, dummy. That's a fact. Biologically, the Kikuyu is your blood. He's your blood. Oh, I was never taught none of this. My daddy and granddaddy didn't teach me none of this. Well, I'm teaching you now, stupid. In college, they ain't taught you that. That the Kikuyu is your blood. Camber's your blood. The Lure's your blood. These people your blood. Talented is your blood. Your fake ass, made up ass tribal beefs. That's why the rest of the world laughs at your stupid ass.
And that is why the revolution is going to be brought, that is why the revolution is going to be brought by the young
youth,
which does not actually care about the tribes. It doesn't care about the tribes. And as we come to the end of the show, Job is coming up in the next 3 minutes with, of course.
Yeah, me and Job be coming back on about 10 more minutes. Guys, come back. I don't know what the hell we even talking about. I was busy. I missed you guys. What were you guys talking about on the Tabunga show? I was busy. Shit.
Finance bill. We were talking about finance bill, the Kenyan finance bill. It was a political show actually.
They go tax
the rest of your
they go tax Joe. They go tax Joby's thirst trapping.
She had you. She had you. Yeah.
Okay. I thought she's in the back. I thought she's in the back office.
Enjoy the rest of your day, family. Much love.
We'll be back in about 10 more minutes, guys. Come back in 10 minutes, guys.
Big shout out to Big Cheese and Sunken One and Eek and Fire who were with me.